girl Harry, and I am so glad that you are here for this video for Facts About. And of course, you know it is Black History Month, and Black History is American history. So, if you don't follow me on TikTok already, go ahead and do that, girl, because I asked you all on there, you know, who you would like to see featured for this month's Facts About. Shout out to Richard Ryder's son for the comments about Countee Cullen, because that's who I'm going to be talking about today. I had already planned on talking about him, so you only verified that for me. And of course, like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss not one of these Facts About videos for Black History Month. So without further ado, girl, let's get into the video. So if you don't know who Countee Cullen is, he was an African-American poet and one of the leading figures of the Harlem Renaissance. He was born on May 30th, 1903, and it's not really sure, or the records don't really show of where he was born. He was born in one of three places. It was either Louisville, Kentucky, New York City, or Baltimore, Maryland. Now, records do show that he did put on many legal documents that he was born in Louisville, Kentucky, but he also claimed to be born in New York City. So, you know, we're just going to chalk it up to him being Black and, you know, there not being many records, because that is a definite real thing. He was raised by his paternal grandmother, Amanda Porter, and his birth name was originally Countee Porter. His grandmother passed away when he was 15. He was adopted by a pastor, Frederick A. Cullen, and that is where he gets his last name, Countee Cullen. Frederick A. Cullen was a pastor of the Salem Methodist Episcopal Church and would eventually become the president of the Harlem chapter of the NAACP. Now, while the adoption was never legalized, he would always play a major role as a father figure in Countee Cullen's life. Countee Cullen established himself as an overachiever and overall Black excellence at a very early age. He went to DeWitt High School in Hell's Kitchen. He was the class vice president, the school newspaper editor, and he won several citywide poetry competitions, all while in high school, and he graduated in 1922. Countee Cullen went on to NYU in 1923 and began to establish himself as a reputable poet. During his years at NYU, Countee Cullen was published in periodicals like Harper's Magazine, The Bookman, The Crisis, and Poetry. He even competed in a poetry competition that was sponsored by The Opportunity, which was a Black poetry publication at the time, and came in second place to none other than Langston Hughes. Not too much longer after Countee Cullen had started at the Ivy League, Harvard University, Countee Cullen's first collection of poems was published, Color. It featured two of his most famous poems, Heritage and Incident. The poems were a celebration of Black beauty because, girl, look at us. And it also showed the deplorable nature of the effects of racism. Cullen would go on to graduate from Harvard in 1926 with his master's and have two more of his most famous poems published, The Copper Sun and The Ballad of the Brown Girl in 1927. Cullen developed an aesthetic of writing in a more Eurocentric structure, but spoke to the African-American experience. He believed that if African-American writers wrote in a more traditional way, it would bridge the gap between the white and Black communities. Now, this particular form of writing was highly criticized by Langston Hughes. He felt like it was taking away from the Black experience and trying to create a more American experience for white readers. But he also commended Cullen for how he wrote about the Black experience altogether. Now, while Countee Cullen was a very accomplished poet during the Harlem Renaissance era, there are other things that I wanted to talk about Countee Cullen for. So it was believed that he may have been a bisexual man, and I was intrigued. I said, girl, what? Because, they love to take the queer history out of Black history. We're going to talk about it. Y'all know I love a bit of scandal and tea. So, Countee Cullen married Yolanda Du Bois, the daughter of W.E.B. Du Bois, on April 19th, 1928. So it is said that they had one of the biggest weddings, and it was the social event of the decade. They had upwards of 3,000 people in attendance to their wedding because, once again, Countee Cullen's father was the president of the NAACP in Harlem, and W.E. Du Bois is like one of the prolific Black figures, of all time. But girl, they was only married for 2 years. They divorced in 1930. It is said that Countee Cullen wrote a letter to Yolanda letting her know of his love for men. Now, at the time, it is said that he had a relationship with his best man, Mr. Harold Jackman. And Mr. Harold Jackman was known as the most handsomest man in Harlem. I said, what? Girl, it's giving scandal. It's giving salacious. It's giving gossip column. Now, it is said that Elaine Locke is the person that helped Countee Cullen come out of the closet by introducing him to more gay-affirming literature and publications. Now, it's giving the Harlem Renaissance was just a cover for Black queer excellence because Elaine Locke, Countee Cullen, Langston Hughes, or Ornette Hurston, like, if you're saying that the girls was running the 1920s, just say that. Like, just let us know because, what? Girl, yes, I live. So Countee Cullen does eventually remarry in 1940 to Ida Mae Roberson, and they remained married up until his death. But it is said that he did have several male lovers, one specifically by the name of Edward Atkinson. And this is given Countee Cullen had a pastor for a father, and he was in the limelight, and he didn't know what to do. He was conflicted, which relatable content. But I love for a good escandalo. Yes, we love the tea. But beside Countee Cullen's personal life, he will always remain as one of the most accomplished poets and playwrights in our history. He went on to become the first African American writer in the 20th century to translate and publish Euripides' classic work Medea, and he also worked with another Harlem Renaissance figure, Arno Botems, on her novel and put it on the stage, God Sends Sunday. Of course, he was not able to see that come to life on stage because it didn't go on stage until March of 1946, and he passed away in January of 1946 of high blood pressure complications and uremic poisoning, which is apparently damage to the kidneys. Countee Cullen was memorialized in Harlem with a library that is named after him on Harlem's 135th Street branch. And in 2012, Charles Molesworth published a biography of Countee Cullen by the name of And Bid Him Sing. I just love that I was able to find out about this, apparently queer Black man. And, he was a poet and he was prolific in his own way. And I hope you guys enjoyed today's Facts About. I cannot wait to see you next week. And as I say at the end of all of my videos, I thank you so much for being here because you could have been anywhere else on the internet, but you decided to watch me. Bye.